Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is the chart. It's set in London. It's the 14th of September, 5:32 British summer time. And I use whole signs as the houses. So at this time we have a stellium, a group of planets in the sign of Virgo. Mars, the Sun, Venus and Mercury. However, very soon after this full moon, the Venus and Mercury both will change into the sign of Libra. That's Venus's home sign, and Mercury then is connected very much with Venusian energy. Meanwhile, Pisces, it's a Pisces full moon, and especially important because here's the moon right next to Neptune. Now, Neptune in its own sign of Pisces is strong. But Neptune, the Pisces energy, is very much the ocean, the sea, feelings, very, very sensitive. And opposite Mars, have you noticed? Mars is exactly almost to the degree, the minute opposite Neptune. Now, Mars wants to move forward. Neptune is very nebulous. Here, it's like a fog. So you might well have been feeling this because the Sun has gone opposite Neptune, Venus, Mars, all those three planets have all been opposite Neptune. And finally, it's the turn of Mars. So you might want to act, that's Mars. You might want to actually be quite decisive and clear because it's a Virgo Mars. But you might also get lost and feel your imagination gets carried away, and you don't actually complete something. So that's something to look out for. Also, Neptune is very strong about psychic ability. So watch your dreams at this time. The full moon is a beautiful thing to see, and it does last really like 3 days. People often think it's the full moon the day before a full moon, but it's a mystical full moon. That's for the energy of Pisces. And very much about trusting your intuition and your instinctive guidance, how you feel about something. Pisces is a water sign, so it's all about feelings and trusting that. If you think something's not right here, then listen to that story. I had it only a few weeks ago, and my instinct says something's not quite right, and sure enough, I found out to my cost something wasn't right. It took a long time to unravel and get it sorted. So those feelings of unease really is important for you to listen to. Now, what's going to happen when Venus and Mercury change sign is Chiron. Here's Chiron in Aries. It's retrograde, but Chiron in Aries is very much the wound to being the pioneer. Head first is Aries. It actually rules the head in astrology. So therefore, wounds might be coming up for you, especially if you are around the age of 50 when Chiron is in the sign back where it was at your birth. But especially about communication, because that will be Mercury opposite Chiron, and then of course Venus. So affairs of the heart, all relationships, communicating from the heart rather than being dictated to by the Martian energy. Mars in Virgo, I have it in my own chart, so I have lived with it all my life, is really good for sorting things out. It's very good for cleaning, tidying, gardening, whatever you want to think of it. It's the wheat from the chaff, is the nature of Virgo. And that's the element of discrimination. And it's also very much the earth sign. Now, all of this is going on. You can see the pattern in the skies. Very strong that opposition is. And it's making a right angle, a square to Jupiter. Jupiter's in its own sign. Now, Neptune and Jupiter have been in this tension for a quite long time, and they're finally, Jupiter's going to be breaking through and free of it. But Jupiter can be the law, can be about being right. Righteousness is the negative of Sagittarius. And Neptune can be that, oh, do I have to, very dithery, over emotional. So it's not an easy combination. And so many of these planets are in mutable signs. That is Virgo, Jupiter, Pisces. The only other one there is Gemini, which is not significant here. But mutability is an asset when you have the ability to change your mind, to be flexible. However, it can also not make up its mind. That's the problem. Too many options on the table, and you can't think, oh, I'm not sure. So that's the negative of all these planets in mutable signs. There is, however, another underlying pattern. Hopefully you can see the blue lines, all right? They're actually forming, it's called a cosmic rectangle for those who are interested. It's the nodes of the moon, that's the north node, south node, and along the south node, past lives, ancestral patterns. We see Saturn and Pluto. Now, the south node and Saturn have been traveling side by side. Everything that's going on in the world is not new, it's old stuff. I'm in the UK. The UK is actually a Capricorn country. Rules, regulations, order, and noticing in politics, John Bercow, the speaker, is a Capricorn, just saying. But this energy is actually at this full moon, there's a good ability to use the moon Neptune, to use that psychic knowledge to heal some of these old patterns that you may have in your family. The ancestors, very clear, ancestral stuff is Capricorn. And family is the Cancerian energy. So notice, there is this ability that we have to do some deep healing. One planet, which is Uranus, it takes 84 years to go around all the signs. But currently in Taurus, I have noticed with many of my Taurian friends that there's some big shocks going on, big changes. Not easy, because Taurus is a really comfortable sign. It's a sign to do with pleasure and food and the garden and love and Venus and relationships. And Uranus is, without a doubt, wanting change. That's the nature of Uranus. And Uranus doesn't care how that happens. So working with that nature of change, that's where, just today I did something very minor, just changing pictures in my flat. Get complacent about seeing the same thing in the same place. So just moving things around is what Uranus wants, to take another look at things we're taking for granted. And that old saying now really is an old saying, if you don't love it and it's not useful, let it go. I quote Marie Kondo, I think every year. She's such a good author and practitioner of that. So here's the attitude of change and building, of course, to the next new moon, which will be in the sign of Libra. So take care, enjoy. Full moons are always a pleasure to see that lovely moon in the sky and not to get caught in being sidetracked by the illusion of Neptune. So go with the flow or get lost in confusion. It's your choice. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com.